just to heal up a little bit?
Yeah, it was. We got a lot of good work last week. Went good on good. So, the speed of the game, for a couple practices last week was really good. Got a lot of reps. Got to see a lot of young guys play too, which was particularly good for us. So, but I think the guys are getting better.
In preseason, obviously, it's all don't know what you have yet until you hit someone. Now you are 4 weeks in, had the bye as well. Do you know what you have, what you're good at, what you know?
Yeah, I think again, some of the stuff that we need to work on was bad tackling, technique-wise with that. Thought we got some good work at it. And then just scheme-wise, what we can do good and what we can. The stuff that we weren't doing well, we'll get rid of, and the stuff that we are doing well, we'll continue to try to keep getting better at that.
Coach Anderson mentioned just getting to Cozart a lot of times isn't enough because the play isn't over. How important is it going to be for your guys to be able to corral this guy?
Yeah, very important. The biggest thing with that, too, it's not so much the rush, it's the defensive backs in coverage or linebackers. We have to make sure we lock on because he can extend the play. He's very good, with his feet. He'll get out of trouble, and he's got a good arm. He probably throws the ball better on the run than he does sitting in the pocket. So, and they tried a lot of that last week against Texas. They were sprinting him out and booting him and doing some different things. So, he's a very athletic kid, and we have to make sure we do a great job of containing him.
Does that then change your blitz packages and where you're coming from? Are you going to more contain on the outside and try to keep him in the pocket?
Yeah, well, what we try to do when the blitz game is attack protection. So, we have to get a feel for what they're doing and how they're protecting him and try to scheme it up that way more than coming from the outside. If we're not getting anybody there, he can step up and hit you in the middle too. So we just we have to really focus on that, how they're protecting early in the game and see what they're doing to us, if it's any different, and kind of go from there. The good thing is on film, a lot of people are playing odd front against them, so we got a pretty good idea what they're going to do.
Cody Clay.
Coach, is there anything different you've been doing with the pass rush during the bye week to maybe get more of a spark on that?
No, anytime, if we're rushing three, we're not going to get home a lot. We have to blitz to get pressure, and everybody knows that. So, what we have to do is just make sure the quarterback stays in the pocket and delivers the ball, and on time too. That's a big thing, especially with this kid, because again, he can keep a play alive and extend the play on you.
Have you seen a little bit of extra motivation from what happened last year with these guys?
Yeah, I think our kids, we haven't talked about it a lot. Obviously Sunday night when we introduced Kansas and talked to them about it, it was embarrassing a year ago, and the kids know that. They were there, they lived through it, and we just have to come out and play our game. We can't worry so much about them. We have to focus on us.
The coordinator remains the same; he's been there. So does anything really change for you in that aspect?
Not really. I think Charlie gave him the reins to call the offense early in the year. At least that's what they were saying. We have to prepare for what we have, the information we have on film. It's going to be hard for them to wholesale change in a week, with 4 practices and then traveling and getting up here. And, so I don't know. I don't think they'll do that to their kids and put that much pressure on them to try to learn a whole new scheme and do different things.
Coach, I know KJ and Drayvon were nicked up against Oklahoma. I guess how's the injury report going with defense?
Nah, they're fine. We've got all hands on board right now, and again, we had a great week of practice last week and had a great practice Sunday night. Kids are excited. They got away for a couple of days, and I think they realize now come back and 4 or 5 more games before another bye, and let's get after it.